What's good? It's Fevir. Today I wanted to showcase some more Lost Ark gameplay. This bit right here is from the first real story-based dungeon that I've experienced since the different class-specific opening prologue dungeons. And at this point, all the storylines have merged, and this is the first one that all players seem to run into. Now, this isn't to say that I haven't grouped up and taken part in PvE instanced-based dungeons already, because I have these instanced encounters that are kind of tucked around in the map with, of course, unique tile sets and unique monsters with mini and full bosses and of course colorful loot. But this one is slightly different because even though I can't quite understand the story, anytime I see this guy with the blue cloak carrying that illuminated staff, I know something pivotal is happening to the story, and if you manage to make it to the end of the video, you'll see shit go down as well. Now, I had already ran this one before live on stream, but I chose to rerun this one and record it at a higher quality to share with you guys because it was pretty special to my whole outlook on Lost Ark. For most people who have done very little to no research about the game, it looks quite simply like an action RPG, a Korean Diablo hack and slash. But to people who have followed every nugget of information, people have been adamant that it's essentially a theme park MMORPG just played from that familiar isometric viewpoint. And while I had no reason to doubt them, this was the first time where I got to see, feel, and experience just that. This dungeon that we're in, it's not like a randomly generated map. It's not like a greater rift or a normal rift. It's not like the questing or even the areas found in Diablo 3 or even Path of Exile that advance the story. And whether or not this is due to things like the constant use of cutscenes, which, by the way, are skippable, the non-combat sections, the bosses, the sheer size and scope of this loading screen list, so no loading screens in this dungeon or what, this is the first time I went through some content and said, okay, this doesn't feel like an action RPG, which was a big step because even though I have played a couple of those action RPG, MMORPG hybrids at this point, games like Aloha, Devilian, Mu Legends, and you can hear my opinion on those on the channel, where I ended up, even after playing those games, saying, especially with Mu Legends, that they feel like if Diablo 3 just kept developing for it and just adding to the experience, adding MMORPG elements to an action RPG game, and this game, Lost Ark, kind of feels the opposite, and I don't really know why it feels that way at this point. I'm trying to get all my thoughts together for when the closed beta ends and I give my thoughts. There's still 4 more days to go. And to further solidify this, it also helped that right after this dungeon, the game started to open up for me with a lot of its non-combat professions and activities like, you know, fishing or archaeology or all this other stuff opened up to me that I started seeing that, okay, it's not just a Korean Diablo, and then there's also boats and sailing in the near future that I hope to get to by the end of the beta. I'm not planning on commentating through the entire dungeon. I think the video is like 30 minutes, but I did want to point out a few things. This bit here, I'm going to have this contextual ability to jump up on this ledge, and this is something that happens quite frequently throughout the different scenarios in dungeons. Sometimes it's used just to break up the movement, but sometimes it's unlocked or uncovered through exploration or from killing a specific enemy or interacting with the map in some way. The item that I'm picking up here, interestingly enough, I heard someone tell me that it's from a closed beta giveaway that you can enter for a chance to win a video card or something in real life, which is cool on its own, but makes me wonder how much controller freedom that they have in their map design to allow and change explorable areas like this, because obviously that promotion won't be on forever, and you'll see in other footage as well as more times in this video that there are areas that are hidden with even more of these items in it. I think if I open up my inventory you can see, I think I have like 9 of them at this point. And after the promotion ends, do these explorable areas disappear? Do they just change? Do they just change the rewards to be something like this chest that you're seeing on screen now? And because they're linked with just a contextual action like the jump or, you know, a climb or something, does this mean that it's easy for them to create more of these explorable areas that almost work modularly at a specific hitch point in a dungeon? In an exploration sense, I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for not having my minimap open, because a lot of what you're seeing, a lot of the exploration that happens in these maps are outside of the boundaries that you see, whether it's the mini-map or the full map that you can pull out. Now, I guess I should say that I am playing a sub-spec of the fighter class. I can't remember which one exactly. This is a female gender-locked class. It's kind of a martial arts kung fu master type character that has some control over chi. You'll see the odd Hadoken. It's probably one of the least flashy classes, as its short-ranged melee tends to get it even washed out by the sheer number of enemies. Sometimes there's just so many enemies you can't even see my character model on the screen. You'll also notice that I'm level 24 and the rest of the party is level 21. Now, I'm not too sure about the scaling of levels or armor, but the first time I ran this dungeon on Curve, I was getting my butt kicked, especially at the end game boss. I remember the end boss in this dungeon hitting me for about 50% of my health every strike, and you're going to see, if you make it to the end of the video, him only doing about 10% of my health. And whether that's due to level scaling or the gear, I'm not entirely sure. It could also just be that I'm playing this on the easiest difficulty of the dungeon, and there's some sort of penalty that helps you not die. But then, even that said, my party does die over and over again. In fact, what's kind of funny about this footage is that my entire party ends up leaving the group as they die. I don't know if it's because I don't know how to res them, because I don't know how to navigate the UI elements because I don't speak Korean, or whether they just didn't think we were going to finish it, or if there's even some mechanic that once you die, you're dead. I have no idea. I'm interested to find out, though. But that's going to go ahead and do it for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to make small talk for the rest of the video. I'd recommend that you actually fast forward a couple times through if you're not going to watch it, because there are sort of like these puzzle rooms, there are these trap rooms, there's also a huge amount of variety in some of the mobs. There's not a lot of mobs, but there's a lot of variety. There's, I think, 3 mini-bosses and 1 main boss, and the main boss has multiple phases and some weird mechanics, etc. Keep in mind, though, that I'm playing this game, like right now on screen, you're seeing 500 ms, and this is due to the VPN, so any sort of lag or rubber banding or delayed impact is because I'm in Canada and I'm connecting to a Korean VPN. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and there'll be more of it to come on the channel. Until next time, this is Fevir. Peace.
공세가 진동하는구나. 어디냐? 어디냐? 상자의 남자가 맞다. 어디냐? 찾아라. 살인자를 찾아라. 어디냐? 찾았다. 저기다.
깨어나 주십시오. 어둠의 주인이시여. 빛을 소멸시켜 주소서.
저 악마는 짙은 어둠을 두르고 있습니다. 빛으로 어둠을 소멸시켜야 해요. 조금만 더. 이제 거의 다. 지금이에요. 빛이 드는 곳에서 타나토스에게 황금 거울을 비춰주세요. 암흑의 기운을 소멸시켜야 합니다. 저것이 아크로 가기 위한 첫 번째 열쇠군요. 검 모양의 인장입니다. 어둠 속에 숨겨져 있었군요.
수고했다. 검의 인장은 내가 가져가지.
위험해요!
몸으로 막아서다니 어리석군. 반쪽짜리 악마치곤 제법이고. 하지만 여기까지다.
안 돼! 검의 인장은! 한 번만 더! 그 힘을!
인간인 척하더니 결국 급할 땐 악마의 힘인가.